It's a night show, live, glow, jam, mo. JCC live, yeah, we on that road. Oh.
Pull up the stat chat hitting like flame. Viewers go wild when they call out names. 808 jump when the plays get shown. Bronx in the mix, yeah, the crowd unknown. Flashes pop, overlay tight, Yankee blue wave, all up in sight. One taboo, screen on blast. Jason run the show for speed, no cap. Night show, let it ride, let it roll. Chat list, string glow, that's control. Stats flash like splash, all heat. Jason C got a stream on repeat. Night show, yeah, we vibe, we zone. Big Bronx talk when the mic get
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody?
Whole team up, energy unleashed.
Hold on, let me see something. Hold on, let me see something. What is going on? I hope everybody's having a great Friday night. A great Friday night. A great Friday night. There we go. Let me see who's in the chat here. Give me a second, guys. We're gonna do the open mic today. As soon as I get this thing figured out. Get this thing figured out. Katie's first in the building. What's up, Katie? What's up, Katie? She says, I felt like the Yankees offense didn't really show up during the game today. All right. Katie says, let's hope for a much better outcome. Andrew was good, Andrew. I'm gonna drop this link here for you guys to join. I don't know why I'm hearing my echo here, but one second. That way we can get you guys in here. Okay. All right, the link is in the chat. If anybody wants to join, go ahead and join. So the Yankees lost 2-zip. To the Orioles in the first game of spring training. I mean, today they had like three actual players that's gonna be on the roster playing today, and that'd be Austin Wells, Josh Chisholm, Jose Caballero. I think those are the only guys who actually played today. So I'm not looking too much into it. Trevor Rogers is tough. Trevor Rogers is tough. So yeah. I'm trying to figure out why I'm hearing my echo. This is crazy. All right. Mute that. Okay. So, I mean, if I was you guys, don't look too much into it. Spring training is just one of those things, you know. Like, it's not really a big deal. Let me see something. All right, does that fix it? Nope. All righty. So yeah, Elmer Rodríguez gets the start. The bright news is that he looked really good today. Elmer Rodríguez looked phenomenal. Again, though, it's spring training, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. Like, don't get too serious. Don't take it too serious. Don't look too deep into it. It is what it is, right? The Yankees only had a few hits, I think, which sucks. I expected them to do better, but it's the first game. Let's take it take it easy here. Let's take it easy. Jazz Chisholm had a nice hit. Caballero had a few good at bats. He almost had a hit there in his second at bat. He line went to the shortstop. Ace says we suck again. Oh man, it was like like people are panicking. Like, it's relax, guys. All right, it's spring training, and they literally had not the first string squad, not the second string squad. They literally had like the fourth, fifth string guys out there playing today. So it is what it is. I would say this though, Pete Alonso hit a freaking bomba, right? And it just makes you wonder, if you're a Met fan, you got to be thinking like, damn, how do we make up for that? How do we make up for that offensive production that they're missing out with Pete Alonso gone? So, but what are you going to do, right? It's crazy because we're going to see a lot more Pete the Meat. We're going to see a lot more of Pete the Meat this summer. So get used to him. But he absolutely crushed the ball. Other positive news, Jake Bird looked really good out there. He looked really good out there. Again, guys, though, it's day one of spring training. Take it for what it is. We'll see, we'll see what happens when they start facing more competition. But since it's a WBC year, you're not going to be facing a lot of competition. Well, not the best competition, because most stars, or many of the stars, are going to be playing in the WBC. So it is what it is, guys. Let me see who else is in the chat, man. Fuqua says, Jason, I love your show. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. I finally got this damn thing working, man. Been going crazy working. Guys, it's an open panel tonight. Open mic. So if you want to join, the link is in the description. I mean, not in the description. It's in the chat. It's pinned to the top of the chat. I'm bugging out because I'm looking, YouTube did something with the name, so it's all weird now. So this used to be, I can't remember your name, but says, I don't want to get down yet, but even the starters didn't really look so hot. The only bright spot is Elmer Rodríguez. Yeah, and you got to think too, like, those first couple of innings were the only innings that we had some legit major leaguers playing. And only 3 of them, right? And they were facing a tough pitcher. Trevor Rogers is tough, guys. Trevor Rogers is a tough pitcher. He is no joke. He was dominant last year. I think like the whole second half of the season, he was really dominant. I'm trying to pull him up right now. So it is what it is, It is what it is. My man Ace Duran. Look at Trevor Rogers. That's 2025. That was his record in 2025. Guys. So he's no joke. He's no slouch. He wasn't no AAA pitcher out there in spring training that we were supposed to crush. This is a legit arm. This is their best arm, in my opinion, that they threw out there today. Granted, he only pitched like 2 innings, but after that, after he came out the game, the Yankees, all our better players started coming out the game too. So, it's like watching a minor league game today. That's what it was. That is what it was. All right, Jason, I don't want to go crazy and say they're not going to be a good offensive team based on the game today, but I have a bad feeling about this team. I just don't think this team is it, man. I feel you, I do. And I somewhat agree, but my goodness, if you're coming to that conclusion after game 1 of spring training, then I don't know what to tell you, man. It's a lot of baseball got to be played. A lot of baseball got to be played. Let me find Luis Duran, man. That's my brother right there. Just remember, these games don't count. If they did, my Mets would be top 3. Yo, but you got to be hurting, though, because your Mets you're missing Pete Alonso. You saw that home run here today? He hit that shit out the stadium, my guy. Out of the stadium. Katie says, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, you gotta chill. Frank Rivera, glad to hear you again. Glad to see you again, man. I didn't go nowhere. I was always going to come back. I can't. I'm always do this, I don't make no money off of this, but I enjoy doing it. Let's take this off. I don't know whether that's there. But yeah, let me see if I could pull this up here. All right. So this was the box score today. It's gonna be. I'm gonna be on for a while, guys. So I'm gonna take my time with it. Let me see this here. Move this over here. Right now I'm on EVMux, so it's a little different. So this is the box score. I'm gonna go back. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. All right, the Yankees only had 3 hits. Orioles had 8. Obviously, we got shut out. No runs. At least they played good defense. No errors. The Yankees struck out 13 times today, so that's not a good look. Not a good look. Granted, like I said, we had the D squad out there, the junior varsity squad. But 13 strikeouts is never good. I don't care. Even at high school level, that's not good. 2 walks. Our pitching was pretty good, pretty solid there. Yeah, it was pretty much nothing going on. It was a dead game, man. Dead game. Jazz Chisholm, at least he went 1 for 1 with a walk. That's a good sign right there. Reached base twice safely. That's a good sign. Wells didn't do nothing. He went 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout. My goodness, Wells. Let's not start on a bad freaking note. This dude's he raises my blood pressure. I need him to really step up. Wells raises my blood pressure. Come on, my brother, man. And the things that sucks with Wells is that it's like the potential's there. You're like the ceiling is so much higher, but I don't know, man. I don't know. And then we're gonna talk about the ABS system because the Yankees suck at it apparently. I mean, granted, it's the first day, so we'll give them that. But man, Wells missed like 2 in a row. I get it that they were probably a little aggressive with it, but you can't be too aggressive. They were out of challenges by like the 3rd inning, and I was like, what is going on, dude? They got to figure that out. Definitely figure that out. Pete the Meat, obviously, with that big 2-run bomb. Let's keep going. Elmer Rodríguez went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, though, in 3 innings. 1 strikeout, 42 pitches. So not a terrible outing. Not a terrible, but a hit per inning is not great either. Even though he had no walks. I like to see that, though. No walks, that's very good. Jake Bird gave us an inning, 1 strikeout, gave up a hit, though. Switch over here. All righty. And, yep, Trevor Rogers, 3 strikeouts. That's pretty much it. Like, honestly, this was the most boring game ever. It really was the most boring game ever. Let me turn that off. But what do you expect in spring training? Right now, I'm watching the White Sox versus the Cubs, and at least they putting up runs. White Sox are leading 6-1, and bro, Jameson Taillon, the ex-Yankee, got rocked. Gave up like 2 home runs. But we'll see. Again, guys, it's open mic, so if y'all want to join. I'd appreciate somebody giving me some company here. TC, what's up, brother? What's up? The Yanks 0-1, they suck. It's spring training. Nobody like wins and losses don't matter in spring training. Spring training is really about just kind of gearing up and figuring stuff out for the season. So I'm not gonna look into it too much, but I would say that Austin Wells had a tough first day. Not only did he mess up on the ABS thing, he went 0 for 3 though with a strikeout too. And they had him lead off, man. I don't know what is it with Aaron Boone and this infatuation with Wells that he thinks Wells is like he thinks he's Stephen Kwan or something. Like he loves putting him at leadoff. He just loves it. He can't help himself. You heard what he said the other day. He said that Wells has great bat to ball skills, and I was like, I don't know. Kind of strikes out a lot. You can't have great bat to ball skills and strike out a ton. It just doesn't work that way. He batted 216 or 219. So something ain't adding up. The math ain't mathing. A says Austin Wells should be in charge of challenges. He was terrible. Yeah, he shouldn't be in charge, man. But you know what? I tell you this. He's the guy. He's the one guy that needs to get that. He needs to figure out the ABS more than anybody else. The catchers are the most important person with the ABS because pitchers always feel like a pitcher's a striker. Now, a catcher, you're the catcher. Like, you gotta know, you know? And I never understood, like, I always felt like catchers should be better hitters, right? Like, they should have the ultimate eye because they seen every pitch so close all game. But it doesn't work out that way. So, Luis Duran says Mets need at least to make the playoffs. If not, I'm about to sell my soul to the oh my God, don't do that, man. Dez says the pitcher should be the one to challenge on this team. I don't think Wells is reliable enough in any type of way. Yeah, but I think the cat. Wouldn't you think the catcher has the best view in the ballpark? The catcher and the umpire have the best view of the strike zone. So you would think they know better, right? They would know. Fuqua says Judge, Chisholm, and Belly are the only guys that can challenge. Other than that, whatever you don't even think about it. Yeah, I feel you, man. You're right. Some people, I feel like, you know what Boone should do? He should do a thing like you got to earn it. You got to earn it. If you challenge and you miss it and you're off, then you can't challenge no more. That's how they should do it, right? You can't challenge no more. That's how they should do it, I think. Because look, these challenges are gonna be crucial, man. I'm telling you, this is gonna be something that's gonna affect a lot of games when the season starts. Mark my words, right? Because the rules are that. Let me take this thing. The rules are that you get for every extra inning, right? So in the 10th inning, you get an extra challenge. So let's say if you ran out of challenges in extra innings, you're gonna have a challenge. And every inning after that, you get an extra challenge. So it's very, very important that they figure it out. But I'm glad that they at least tried to use it, but I think they got a little too aggressive there. A little too aggressive. He says, give me Joe Torre back, get Boone the heck out of here. Man, give me Joe Girardi back. We don't even have to go that far back. I'd take Joe Girardi over Boone. I'm not the biggest Boone fan, obviously, but man, we stuck with him. So we got to root for him and hope that you got to pray to God to grant them the knowledge and wisdom to make the right freaking choices. Because sometimes, man, some of the things he does, it really just, it makes no sense. There's no way around it. No way around it. Frank says spring training is about to get ready. It's about getting ready for the season and getting fundamentals down. Oh, my bad. Yanks don't do something. Oh man, we negative today. I need to rub those bad vibes off of me. No, I think this team is gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right. Are they championship caliber? I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm not gonna make any conclude, and I'm not gonna come to any conclusion or make any assumptions about the team just yet, man. It's one game, and we haven't even seen all of the starters play together. We haven't seen them, so let's just wait. Give us some time. Cabby looked good though at the plate. He had 2 decent at bats. Caballero, I think Caballero is going to be sneaky good, but I have a feeling, man, that in order for him to take Volpe's job, he's going to have to freaking really rake, like go crazy. Go crazy. Real Bill P, what's up, my brother? That is an arrogant statement. The catcher has the best view, period. An ignorant statement. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The catcher has the best view. He's literally right there. He's catching the ball. So I think he has the best view, but he not today. Not today. Why isn't the ABS calling all strikes? That's a good question. Because then why do you need the umpire, you know? I like the way they have it now. I like the way they have it because it makes it interesting. It's like you gotta, but I feel you though, TC. Like, why not just, if you have the technology to call balls and strikes from freaking AI or whatever they use, some camera, whatever it is, and is more accurate than a human, then why don't you just use it for every pitch? So there is no discrepancies, you know? Because there was a point in the game where the Yankees had blew their calls, right? I forgot. There was a point where they blew all their ABS challenges, and there was one that the umpire called a strike, and it was clearly a ball. And I was like, man, they could have challenged that, but they were out. They were out of challenges. So, yeah, you're right, though. Why not? Like football, certain plays are always reviewable, where you don't even have to throw a challenge flag. It's always review. A touchdown is always going to be reviewed. Stuff like that, The only batter that really got holes all season was Judge. Yeah, man. I agree. What's up, Jason? Everything working out? Yeah, and this one, it should be working. It should. That's why I'm testing still, trying to add guests. Umpire union will be furious. You're right. You're right. But I think I like the way they got it now. It makes it more interesting. If you have like the ABS system for every pitch, it's gonna be kind of bland. There is an element to the umpire that I love. I'm not gonna lie, I'm the type of person, I like seeing umpires and managers yelling at each other, or players and somebody getting ejected. Sometimes they get a little crazy, but it's interesting, It adds another dynamic to the game. Baseball is full of little things like that, though. Little things that the common fan doesn't realize is happening when you're watching it. Where was ABS when Angel Hernandez was umpiring? I know, right? Frankie Rivera says Caballero has to hit 280 plus, otherwise Volpe comes back and he's back. I don't even think I think Caballero, for them to not squeeze Volpe back in that shortstop position, Cabby really needs to. He's got to go crazy, man. He's got to hit 350 during the month of April for them to even consider him as a full-time shortstop. I don't think they do. I just don't think they do. That's the reason why Boone, they flirted with the idea of Ryan McMahon getting some reps at short and stuff like that. Come on. So the Yankees, sometimes they make me sick with some of this stuff. I don't even want to get into it. Things like that, it just drives me nuts, man. Why? I get it. Okay, during BP, maybe get some ground balls in there, but why? Why he needs to play shortstop? You got 5 different shortstops, and I get it right now. Oswaldo Cabrera is not able to play. He's not able to play games right now because he hasn't been cleared to run at full speed. So, but he will be soon. You got Oswaldo Cabrera. You got Caballero, obviously. You have Ahmed Rosario, who could play short. Granted, he's not the greatest shortstop, but he can do it. You got so many other options, but you want to throw Ryan McMahon out there when he's perfectly fine at third. But I understand why they're doing it, so they could try to get him and Ahmed Rosario in the lineup at the same time. That's the whole purpose of that. Regardless, the bottom line is, whatever, dude. The umpire can still stand there, but just get a buzzer when a strike is thrown. The umpire's just going to stand there. He's just going to stand there looking crazy, just waiting for a play at home. TC says Cabby can hit 500 and steal 550 bases and make no errors, and they'll still play Volpe in there. But I'm not going to lie, TC. I'm pulling for Volpe. I want Cabby to ball out, though, at the same time. But I don't know. Like I say all the time, I love a comeback story. I love players getting redemption. So hopefully, right? But it's a lot to ask for, man, after what I've seen for the past 3 seasons. But you never know, man. I'm sure he's thought about it all season long. I'm sure the hunger's inside of Volpe where he's going to come out and hopefully show us something different. McMahon is taking reps at shortstop. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, man. So dumb. Crazy. Jason, can I invoke a clown filter and not get timed out or banned from the chat? No, yeah, you could, man. Go ahead. Look, I'll do it for you. No, but you be going crazy, Fuqua. You just keep spamming it. And I'm like, you're always spamming it. I'm going to take it off for you. Put Volpe in AAA and see what happens. But the thing is, TC though, Volpe is gonna start in AAA no matter what, and not because the Yankees are sending him down, right? That's why everybody's trying to make it seem like he's gonna start. No, he has to do his rehab assignment. So he's gonna start not in AAA, probably AA. He might go right back to Scranton. I mean, not Scranton, Somerset. So he has to do his rehab stint, and that's part of it. But I think that they're eager to get him back. I can tell. They're already talking about pushing up his timeline. Like he's ready to start hitting and everything. You did it wrong, Fuqua. You gotta it's the $ clown. DS loyal to no one. I like the name. Oh man, it's loyal to no one. He says, "Thank God baseball season is back." Yep, thank God, but it's not fully back. It's not fully back yet. When WBC starts, what was it, March 5th, I think? When the WBC starts, that's when it's official. It's official. Baseball's back, baby. Like real games. Today it was a snooze fest, man. And some of these teams are playing like college teams and stuff, freaking smashing colleges 18-3 and craziness, you know. But I can't wait for the WBC, and then when that's over, the season to start. And the season is gonna be a grind. Don't get me wrong, like I haven't been streaming a lot, so in the off season, I had a lot of time and it feels good, man. Because during the season, it is a grind, man. Every single day, pretty much every day streaming. Believe it or not, it's a grind, and it's a lot of work that goes into this stuff behind the scenes. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back and get it. Nobody wants to join. Look, the link to join is pinned in the comments or in the chat there. Let me go to the next topic. So the Yankees, Gerrit Cole throws 96.9 miles per hour, 97 miles per hour pretty much in his first session versus hitters, in his first live AB. I don't have actual footage of the live AB, but so he's throwing 97 out the gate. A lot of people are very souped about that. I'm not though, guys. Like, I've never been a guy like, oh, because they throwing 97, 98. Like everybody, like Ryan Weathers, he threw 98.5 in a bullpen session in spring training, and the whole fan base went crazy. And I'm like, look, that is what he does. He throws hard. And Gerrit Cole, it's good to see that he still has his velocity. It's good to see he still has velocity, but we're talking about one bullpen session in spring training. Let's not get too crazy. Now, when he comes, when he's ready and he gets off the IL after a couple starts, then, and he's clocking 97 and giving us good quality outings, and he's back, then we'll go crazy. But it's good to know that at least the velo is still there. Right? He still got it. Gerrit Cole's the man, brother. I love Gerrit Cole. And I'm going to tell you, when the Yankees got Gerrit Cole in the beginning, when they signed him, it was a little sketchy. You got to admit, guys, be honest. Let's be honest. That first year or two, we were kind of looking at him like, this guy might be a huge flop. I was anyway. Because every time in big situation, clutch situations, he was just, I don't know. Like he was just giving up 3-run home runs, but he got it together, man. He really did. And he's an ace. Definitely an ace. So we need him. We need him back. Dad says, everybody ready for Grisham to lead off again. Oh, man. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, but the thing is that they're going to put Caballero. They said it last year, right? Boone said it last year that he likes Caballero off the bench, because he's a weapon that he can use, and he can use him in many different situations. And my thing was like, whatever, Like, why you want him off the bench? If he's better than the starter, then why not have him as a starter? It makes no sense to me. sometimes. Dodgers, what is this? What's this? Dodgers Easy 3. Then you actually changed your whole username to Dodgers Easy 3, Pete. It's crazy. TC says, so we going to do a collab with NFE Ace and 161? Yeah, man, I'll do a collab with anybody they want to. I just been out of the loop right now. This is like spring training for not only for the players and the teams, right? I'm spring training right now too. I'm still figuring stuff out. As you see it, I got a lot of new stuff happening, new layouts and stuff. So I'm trying to figure it out. Hopefully by the time the season starts, I'll be 100% ready. 100% ready. Like I got the topics panels right here. I mean, I was working on this after the game where I was able to put the receipts in the topics panel here. Stuff like that. What else was I working on? Obviously emojis are working now and all that stuff. So yeah. Hyde Kwan says, "Oh my God, hi, you're streaming again." Yeah, man, I'm gonna be streaming much more often. Much more often. New studio looks great. Appreciate it, man. It's a whole new crib. Whole new crib. I don't like the way the lighting is. I feel like it's too dark. Let me see something. Give it. Oh, that's too much though. I don't want it to be too bright where it washes my face out. And also, I like the filter like this. I have all this stuff, guys. If you just joined it's the first time, like if you put certain commands in the chat, you could pull up any player stats right now. You can do all kinds of stuff, and you can put filters on my face like this. But the reason why I don't like it sometimes because it changes the camera quality because I have to run it through a whole different program. So my camera is actually looks much better than what we're seeing now, but it is what it is, right? Yeah, I appreciate you. Real Bill says, I'm glad Jason is back. I know he missed us, and we missed him too. Yeah, Real Bill. And two, I've been trying to, I don't know, like I lost a little bit of weight. I've been trying to lose weight and get a little healthier and stuff like that during the off season. Because once the season starts, it's a grind. It's a grind. It's definitely a grind. Put $ mask. Did it work? Hold on, let me take this off. All right. Real Bill says, Jason, you need to take more vitamin D. Hey, yo. Whoa, Bill. Slow down, guy. Man, you old guys are dirty, man. More vitamin D. How do we do the receipts? I got prediction. Just put it in the chat and I'm gonna lock it in. That's how you do the receipts. Just throw them in the chat, man. Whatever you want to say. Yeah, that command isn't working. I wonder why. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I gotta fix a lot of stuff, man. You know what's crazy? That after not streaming for a while, like when you do it every day, you have a process and everything's smooth, right? After you don't do it for a while, you just kind of forget stuff, and you gotta like figure it out all, and then you find out certain things need updates and certain things are crashing, and it just takes it's a headache. It's a headache, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Hyde Kwan says, hold on. I predict the Yankees lose on Father's Day for the up 19th time in a row. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll lock it in. How about that? Let me see what I got you. There we go. I locked you in. My prediction is we're neck and neck with Baltimore. Oh, no, I didn't lock it in. What's happening here? Let me add Jonathan.
2 minutes.
What's up, Jonathan?
Hi.
Don't mind this little guy on my head. He's just I don't
You
know
you
what's he
have a
doing.
gremlin. Either that's gremlin or Yoda had a bad day.
Yeah, you know, you're my age, so I know what Gremlins are. Gremlins
Yeah,
are those are great
I remember.
movies.
I remember the '80s.
Yeah. So
'80s.
what do you think about today's game? Are you
I like.
y-
I like what I saw from Cruz. I look. It wouldn't shock me, although it would be surprising. But how would you feel if Cruz made the starting rotation out of spring training?
uh, I'm not opposed to it, but that is not the plan, obviously. For him
Obviously, it's not the plan, but
so that means that something has to go wrong. That Ryan Weathers or Luis Hill has to really be terrible or get hurt. So I'm not opposed to it, but
but
and that,
I
go ahead.
just think about it this way: we have when we're starting off the season without Cole, Schmidt, and maybe Heel. I don't know
Mhm.
if Heel is going to start the season in the rotation or the IL. So we have three potential seats available.
But
It,
why would Luis Hill start on the IL?
I don't know. I didn't. Wasn't there something wrong with him, or maybe he recovered?
I
I
think it
don't.
was Cam Schlittler that was off
Cam
to a late
Schlittler.
start. Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of Cam Schlittler then.
Hmm.
But let's put it in the worst case scenario that you're missing three starters to start the season. Is it out of the question that Cruz is not in the rotation?
No, so I got to do the math again. All right. So Max Fried, Luis Hill, Cam Schlittler. This is if he as long as he makes it the back thing. I mean, he should be good. You're right though. There is a few, but then you got Ryan Weathers. It looks like they're really high on him, and they're gonna give him a shot. Who am I missing? And Yarbrough,
Yeah, bro.
right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot of lefties, though. I'll tell you that much. That's too many lefties.
That's
You look at it.
that's why Cruz is the righty in that scenario.
Uh,
Obviously, this is the worst case scenario, and in any scenario besides the worst case, I see Cruz starting in AAA.
yeah. I think he can. He's next on the list, though. He is. Don't forget Chase
Yeah,
Hampton, though.
Chase Hampton. Look, Chase Hampton is coming back from injury. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just shines in spring training, and he's a name that might make the cut.
He might. We'll see. We'll see. I got to
I,
see him pitch and everything, but
yes,
he's
yes,
someone that he's at the point in his career where it's like he's got to make it, or he might be
yeah.
a trade candidate, or just somebody who
No,
stays in AAA forever.
I honestly do not want to trade him, and I would love to see Jones given a shot because they have to figure out what they're doing with Jones.
Hmm.
He's he needs to be look. When it comes to a young player, they need to be giving the same opportunity that they're giving Volpe. Volpe, they had him play there regardless of how good or how bad he was
Hmm.
at the start. So you need to see a guy every day, not just 1 week here, 2 weeks there, and back and forth and back and forth. That's not how you build confidence in your team. And look, the other problem with that is for future free agents and young players, if you have a history of calling up your young prospects and not playing them, if you're a young 16-year-old free agent who has to choose between the Yankees and another team, and they're offering you the same money, why would you choose the Yankees when you see them treating their rookies like they don't care?
Yeah, but that's only in the international draft. So,
Yeah, I
for guys who are born
drafted.
here, yeah, if you drafted here, you go wherever they take you. You know, uh, I understand though. You know, that's why that's one thing I always said. Like, if you were a prospect in the Yankees organization, you gotta be like, even though you probably love the organization and the Yankees and everything, but this is a place where you're gonna get blocked a lot. You know, a lot of these guys that we have down there, if they were on any other team, they'd probably would have made their major league debut already. Especially like Spencer Jones.
Yeah. I would say if
Not
Spencer Jones was on the Marlins, he would be up there. If he was on the Rays, he would be up there.
Look at the even like the Nats, right? We gave the Nats Clayton Beater. We gave them not gave them, we traded to them. Who was the guy? Chaparro. Remember Chaparro?
Yeah,
And all these guys was
he wasn't.
in the starting lineups in the big leagues.
Chaparro wasn't traded though. I believe, he was dropped, and he signed as a free agent.
Oh yeah. Well, all these guys are they, you know, they go to these teams and they find a role, you know, and they play.
'Cause, I remember when Chaparro was supposed to be the next big name at third base, and that's when the Yankees were. That was the year before the Yankees were struggling at third base, and they didn't give Chaparro an opportunity.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm reading
If
the
they had
news on the
Chaparro, I don't think they make the trade for McMahon.
probably not, but I don't know. I don't know. So how do you feel about Gerrit Cole throwing 97 in his live ABs today?
Well, 97 seems like a bit much. I honestly think he should ease into it rather than push into it. But if he feels well,
Mhm.
as long as he doesn't hurt himself, I'm all good.
But maybe he's not like pushing into it. I can see why you would think that, and I was thinking that too. Like especially a guy like Garrett Cole and being out for a whole year, so he's probably eager to get back, you know, get back into full form. But maybe, or it could just be that he could probably threw 97 effortlessly. He's probably throwing it and not even feeling like he's gonna throw 97. It's just coming out that way. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping that
look,
he just feels really good.
I hope that obviously he did not get injured again. He had a. Whe- When do you expect him back? Around Memorial Day?
Um,
When do
yeah.
you think?
When is Memorial Day?
The
He's
end
supposed
of
to be back in June, in the May June, yeah, something like that.
May, June. Memorial Day is the last Monday in May.
Yeah, hold on,
So
I gotta
and
text
I
him.
would I'm expecting Cole, May into June. That's when he comes. So around Memorial Day, maybe a week or two later.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, but the way they're making it seem like he might be pitching some innings during spring training. So I feel like if he's pitching during spring training, then the timeline to come back has to be before June, right? I
Maybe
would think.
that's why I'm thinking Memorial Day.
Yeah. So it's likely. Me personally, though, I'm a looking at what the Dodgers did last year and what it looks like they're doing this year, because I believe Blake Snell is going to start the season on the IL too,
Yeah, but
and Tyler Glass now.
the Dodgers have unlimited money. They can spend however much they want, and they
No,
don't care.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is why rush it, right?
No,
Even with Carlos Rodon, why rush them back? Why not practice load management? You know what I mean? You know, it's load management.
obviously they should never rush back a player, and if they have, as I said earlier, if they have a guy like Cruz who's really pitching well in spring training and earned a spot for the opening day roster, why not start him in the big leagues?
Yeah.
If Cruz
Yeah.
pitches what is it, 4 or 5 more games like he pitched today, and if he ends the spring training with an ERA under 2, you're telling me that the Yankees will not consider him putting him in the starting rotation to start the year?
No, I think they would, but again, he's it's a competition, you know. So he's not the only one out there throwing, and I think that especially with the Yankees, they give it's they give more weight to a veteran or somebody who's already been in the league a little bit, than they do for a guy who's coming up. For a guy who's coming up to earn a spot, he's gonna have to really, really, really do something crazy. And ERC is gonna be in the WBC, so who knows? He's gonna be facing tougher competition than a lot of these
Yeah,
guys are in spring
and
training.
that's also a problem. I understand that he wants to be in the World Baseball Classic, but at the same time, he doesn't have a guaranteed roster spot. So, although yes, you want to pitch in the WBC, at the same time, you do want to make your way on a major league roster. So, I think pitching in the WBC may hurt his chances to making the opening day roster.
You do? I disagree. I think it helps his chances if he pitches well because you gotta think like he's gonna be facing tough competition in meaningful games. These are like high leverage situation games where the nerves are going. This is as close to postseason as you can get in March, right? And if he pitches well, that's something I think it holds more value. It holds more weight. Pitching well in the WBC holds more weight than pitching well in spring training. Would you agree
And
with that?
do you think it's smart to have the WBC in March, or do you think it should happen either before the after the World Series or before spring training?
No, I think March is perfect.
Perfect.
And yeah, I think they the reason why they do it like that, and with that, I'm gonna switch to the next topic, which is the impact of the WBC. Wait, excuse me. You know why I think it's perfect though, Jonathan, and because especially for pitchers, right? Pitchers they need their arms need rest and everything. So the WBC is kind of their spring training. This is their ramp up towards the season. I think that's why they do it that way. Because if the WBC was any time other than March, how many people are actually going to volunteer to do this?
I don't know.
Not a lot. Let me ask. I'm gonna add Luis Duran to the
Hey, John.
combo. What's good, man?
Nothing.
Looking like a grizzly bear out here, bro.
Yeah, it's winter out here. It's snowing out. I had the beard up to here, but I cut it off.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I just shaved earlier.
I can't
you
shave.
should.
I got a big double chin, so I keep it so I can cover it.
Oh yeah, man.
One
No,
day I will.
mine's grows like every 3 days. It grows back.
I cut my hair like 2 days ago. And look at what it's at now.
Oh yeah. For me,
If
man,
I
I'm
don't
old, so
if I don't
it's
shave for
white.
a week, I look like you.
Yo, so talk to me about your Mets, Luis, man. What's
Oh my
going on with the
god!
Mets, man?
Got rid
Y'all
of
played
all our
today?
star players. No, I don't know. I haven't been in the loop.
The Mets,
Uh,
Mets, Mets still have their star players. The only
yeah,
guy they lost Alonso and one other guy. They don't
no,
have
they
any.
Edwin
lost
Diaz.
Arando, they lost Nimmo, they lost Diaz, they lost I'm missing somebody.
Well,
Who am I missing?
Nemo.
they
Yeah, I said
picked up a
Nimmo.
lot. They picked up a lot of old Yankees.
Oh
I
man,
don't need it. What? I don't remember. I ain't got something to say.
no, say it, bro. Say it.
I'm tired of picking up old Yankee, man.
No, but
Give me Aaron Judge caliber type player, and I'll take him.
no,
You got
you
one
took Juan
photo.
Soto. Yeah.
Yeah, but give me Judge at least to back him up. But I like Bo Bichette. That was a good.
Oh, you got
Well, I
Jorge
want to thank you
Polanco.
for getting Bo Bichette, so we don't have to see him in Toronto so many times.
I
Nah,
have
man,
a feeling that the
the Mets
Yankees are
had a
gonna.
great offseason.
When they produce, then I'll believe it.
Well, you said the Yankees what?
The Yankees are going to win at least 92 games, and the Mets are going to win at least 91, and they still be going for second. Both us against with the Braves, and you guys with
Hold on, hold on.
Toronto.
I think the Mets still have a problem with
What?
it.
I'm out of here, y'all. Look at him like this.
I just woke up. That's why I fell asleep.
So wait, hold on. So you're saying, because you're a Met fan, by the way. So let's make that clear, so the people who just joined know. You're saying the Yankees are going to have more W's, more wins than the Mets this year
By one.
by one, but still that's more though.
Yes,
Damn, bro, you might as well be a Yankee fan, bro. I'm telling you right now,
I
you
was a
might as
Yankees
well come
fan.
this way. So what happened? How do you go? How are you a Yankees fan and then you just like
Maybe
so?
because my brother didn't take me to Yankee Stadium. It was my first stadium. He took me to Shea Stadium, and he's a Yankee fan. He said I took you to the cheaper one.
He took you to the cheaper one. That's
Yeah,
funny,
you
man.
get bit by the Mets, you stay there for life.
Yeah, you stay there for life, man. That sucks, man. But no
Uh,
wins, no
we'll win
World
eventually.
Series.
No World Series.
Yeah. No,
So who y'all got? Who y'all got playing in the WBC?
I haven't looked, to be honest with you. I think Lindor. I don't think he's playing.
No,
Soto. I feel like
Lindor's hurt right now.
yes. Soto.
He's playing
I
for
can't think.
DR.
Man, I can't think of anything.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Because I always root for Puerto Rico. Name me right. I do look Grizzly.
You root for Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, but I'm rooting for
Both.
USA.
So am I.
All right, so Juan Soto's playing for the DR. Clay Holmes is playing for the USA. Mark Vientos is playing for Nicaragua. Nolan McLean for USA.
I
Yeah,
think
the
McLean's
Mets.
gonna go. Go ahead.
No, the Mets, man. I got a little squad, low key. I got a little squad there.
We had a squad with Soto last year, and look what happened.
Nah, but yeah, that wasn't really like that.
You know, I threw my jersey as far as possible. I didn't
But
pick it up for like 3 days.
but you didn't throw it away though.
No, I left it. I didn't throw it away. I almost did. Almost bought myself. What did I almost buy? I almost bought myself a Jeter jersey.
Oh my god, you're a Yankee fan, low key, man. Low key, you're definitely a Yankee
New
fan.
York always.
Yep.
Mets first, Knicks first. Yeah, New York always.
The
Yeah.
Knicks. You think the Knicks have a chance of that going far this year?
Absolutely not.
The Knicks. Man,
No,
we all over the
I
place
wouldn't
right
bet
now.
money on that one.
Let me get into the chat. See who's a. Real Bill says the WBC is to MLB what flowers are to honey. Whatever that means.
I just hope we don't
Whatever.
get one of ours hurt again. Last time we hurt Diaz and screwed us.
Yep.
Oh,
Real Bill
Diaz is
says
not on the team anymore.
the Yankees will win 99 games and finish second behind the 104 win Blue Jays. Damn. I
Yeah,
added that.
the Blue Jays are going to be a tough team all season.
I see the Blue Jays going to the NLCS again and losing.
The Blue Jays.
Yep. I really feel like the Yankees are going to go far.
I hope so,
Well,
man.
what are the Yankees missing on this current team? Isn't there something? What do they still need to prove on this team to go far?
I think we need another right-handed bat, another a legit right-handed bat in that lineup. Because the Yankees right now,
They're too lefty.
yeah, way too lefty. Unless that's why I'm hoping that like a guy like Volpe Caballero, somebody steps
And
up. Somebody has to step up and produce
hopefully
because
Stanton can play 130 games this year.
They
Or
need
more.
somebody to back up Judge too.
mhm.
They had the opportunity to get Harper a long time ago, but they chose not to.
Harper's never going to go to the Yankees.
He was going to the Yankees if they wanted him.
Yeah, but do they really want him?
The free agent, he wanted to come to New York. The Yankees didn't want him.
The Yankees didn't do nothing this off season.
Let's talk about that, the whole Harper thing, because like what do you think? Like, obviously, looking back at it now, would you have rather have Harper or Giancarlo Stanton? First, I'm gonna ask you that.
Harper.
Harper.
I would
I
have
think
rather.
Harper, but
I
Oh
think
yeah,
the Yankees would have been a better team with Harper, and he would have balanced out the lineup more behind Judge.
but did you feel that way? Did you feel like that in 20? When did get Stanton? 2018, 2017? Did you feel
I
like
mean,
that then?
I can't tell you what I felt like. I
It was
just felt like
2019, I believe.
I just feel like they should have gotten a Harper. It would be nice if they had Harper and Stanton.
Yeah.
Like this is not the one thing we have to realize is this is not George Steinbrenner's Yankees anymore. The
we
Yankees are not going to go out there and get the best player all the time. If this was George Steinbrenner's Yankees, I guarantee you
you
Harper
would
would
have had at least 3 chips.
We
what?
went on three more championships, he said.
Yeah, we would have at least made it 30.
Yeah, we probably would have won. We look. Who do you? What are your thoughts about who's? What are the reason they lost 2 years ago in the World Series? They
For
could have
me,
won that.
what was the reason? I think that the reason we lost the World Series is I got two words for you, right? Aaron Boone. I
Aaron
don't care
Boone.
what anybody says. To me, he blew that, and it's crazy because he did really well that whole postseason leading up to it.
Mm.
But I don't care what anybody says, right? And look, I know people, they want to say he's this great manager and all that, and he's not a bad manager, but he blew it. There, he got to admit that he blew it, and obviously the errors and stuff would not. But the fact that you kept throwing out, what's his name? I forgot his name. Who was playing left field again? Freaking my
Juan
goodness, I'm
Soto?
drawing blank. No, now once Verdugo. The fact that you kept throwing out Verdugo out there, he was just god awful. You know, obviously the Nestor Cortez instead of Tim
That,
Hill
that,
situation
yeah, no, that was the. I think that one play, one decision, was
messed
the
it all up.
turning point.
Yeah,
Was the
we never recovered. We
no?
never recovered after that. How do you a game winning grand slam in that fashion and that it was like the air just got sucked out of that whole
Yeah,
clubhouse,
it
man.
was very. It felt very similar to 2004. If you remember that playoff, the home run that David
Hmm.
Ortiz hit against Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, that
That
was
was
different though because we were up 3-0, you know?
yeah, but still, it. I mean, that one. It all came down to one pitch and one home run.
That
Yeah,
that grand slam by Freddie Freeman blew the momentum.
it did, man. That really because we had that game, man. We really did. We were in that game. We were like winning that all the way through.
My brother was
And
pissed off. He was a Yankee fan. I thought you guys going to get swept. I told him no, they're not going to get swept. You got at least one. I told him.
yeah, man, that was tough. That was tough. But this year, let me ask you guys this. I know Luis, you're a Met fan, but you do
I'm
rock
little
with the
brother.
Yankees.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm gonna ask you though, do you think the Yankees have a legit shot of winning the World Series this year?
We all have legit shots, but I
Yeah, no,
think
yeah,
they
I
do.
got you. Like, yeah, for real. You
I
put
think
you
they
put your
do.
money on it. You put your money on it.
Yes. I put
Yeah.
my money on them winning the division. If the Blue Jays don't do anything,
But
I have them facing either the Dodgers again
mhm,
or the
Mets.
Mets.
Look, I can answer that, but it all depends on the health.
This dude had to
If,
kiss the cross and everything.
I hope to God we they, I need at least one win against the Yankees in the World Series, which I know is never going to happen. Not in
what
my
the
lifetime.
Subway Series?
Yo, the Mets need
That's what
all of
baseball
that.
needs right now.
You're gonna you have to light like 4 candles for the Mets.
Ugh.
What about you,
It's the only
Jonathan?
reason we'll take over New York City. We take over the city with that.
Yeah, I think the next team, whether it's the Knicks, Yankees, Mets, I would say even the Rangers, right? If you like hockey, whichever one of those teams wins another championship first, they're gonna be king, like on top of the city, man. Because the New York hasn't really won anything in a minute.
They
In a
haven't
minute.
won anything since 2009.
Yeah, I don't count that the WNBA, the Liberty, whatever they call them. I mean, that's cool and all, but
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't count that
I
one.
gotta go, boss. I gotta go. How do I put
All
the
right, man.
X?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll take you, man. Peace.
I'm
All
probably
Appreciate you.
right, bro.
yeah. I need to get out myself. I need to get to bed. I have to get up early tomorrow.
I appreciate you, Jonathan. Thanks
Any
for
last
joining.
words that you want to talk about for me?
Um, I mean, it's up to you. I'm gonna stay on. I'm staying on. So,
Okay.
what do you get? Any last words from you?
Well, I'm guessing. I'm hoping that we go have a nice spring training. I'm very curious of what the starting rotation will look like, and if there are any sleepers out there that might make the rotation that currently no one thinking about.
Yeah, that was one of my topics here, but
Any breakout
yeah,
players.
you have ERC, right? That's your
I think ERC and one guy possibly, but he's been hurt. So one guy
okay.
to watch out later in the year, I would say, is Chase Hampton.
Chase Hampton.
If he can get back healthy, similar to Schlittler last year, and come back at the end of the year and provide a spark, I think he would be in a very similar situation that Schlittler was in last year. So
We'll
that's a
see.
name I'm going to watch if he's healthy and if he's called up.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, if you don't get traded.
I hope he doesn't get traded.
Well, I'm gonna go with since my man Eli is in the chat. What's up, Eli? I'm gonna go Carlos LaGrange, man.
Yeah,
LaGrange.
he's another guy, but
I'm gonna go with him.
he needs to be in AAA.
I'm gonna go with Carlos LaGrange. Eli says he'll make the opening day bullpen, and by May 1st, he'll be the eighth, and he'll be the setup guy.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Betances. Dylan
Dylan
Betances.
Betances.
I think he will be a very similar player to Dylan Betances,
Mm-hmm.
with the possibility of being even better.
I've been already hearing the comparisons to Dylan Betances. I get it, like in terms of their size and their stature. I don't know. I haven't seen enough of Lagrange, like other than highlight films and the clips we all seen of him striking out Judge and Judge hitting the home run. I haven't seen enough to really
I know.
to say. So we'll see though. But I whenever somebody throws 103 miles an hour, if he could locate it, if he could like put it where he wants, he's making the roster. As simple as that.
But also any guy who throws 103 miles an hour has to be a bullpen. They cannot be a starter.
Oh no! Wait, huh? Why is that?
Because if you continue throwing 103 for 90 or 100 pitches, you're going to blow out your arm.
Yeah, but let's not forget he's freaking 6'6", 250 pounds. He's not Marcus Stroman out here. He's a big dude.
But you have to be very cautious with his arm. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Similar to Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
Chapman is 6'4". He can throw 105 miles an hour, but he can't do that and pitch 80 to 90 pitches in a game.
Yeah. Real Bill makes a good point. He says Real Bill says no way we talking about Carlos Lagrange here too. He says no way Carlos needs to see AAA bats before he moves to the show. He has to fix his walks, his walks per 9 ratio. I feel you, but here's the thing though, Real Bill. That's what I'm saying. If he could fix that, let's say he comes into spring training and proves that he found his command. How do you deny 103? And to your point, what you said, Jonathan, I mean, you look at a guy like Paul Skeens, right? Paul Skeens throws 100 and he's a starter.
Yeah, look, it's not impossible,
Hmm.
but I'm always concerned about injury. Anyway, thank you for letting me join you for today, and maybe we'll keep in contact for another uh, trivia day in March.
Yeah, I've been working on it behind the scenes. It has some bugs. I got to fix it.
Well, thank you.
So, all right,
How do you log out or just X out on?
you could just X out. I'm gonna drop you down right now. I
Thank you.
appreciate it, Jonathan. Thank you. All right, man. That was Jonathan. Appreciate him coming on. Yeah. So looking at Carlos Lagrange, um, let me see. Obviously, it says it. Yeah, I gotta add the walks per nine. His numbers aren't terrible. I mean, look, is it likely that he makes the roster out of spring training? I would say no, but it's possible too. It's possible because when he throws 103 miles an hour, if he could figure out his command and throw it wherever he wants, how do you deny that? Ali, what's up? Says, did you see Aaron Judge's press conference interview when Judge said he wanted the Yankees to make more moves after signing Bellinger and Pogue? I did see that, and I don't know what do you think he meant. So I've been watching a lot of podcasts on this and stuff. I'm gonna tell you my opinion. What I think he meant. I really think, and I said this yesterday. I think he recovered. Right, he caught himself mid conversation, mid sentence, because he literally said, it was brutal. We sitting there, you got all these guys. We watching all these guys going to these teams, and they're getting better. And he said, and we're here now making moves, making little moves. And then I think he thought about it in the back of his mind. He was like, oh, he don't want to put down Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt and Trent Grisham. So he was like, we got the Bellingers out there, the Paul Goldschmidts and the Grishams out there. He named those three specifically. I really don't think, obviously he vouched for Bellinger. He was asking for Bellinger to come back. But I'm not 100% sure he was vouching for the other guys, right? For Paul Goldschmidt and what's his name? Or maybe he was thinking like, hey man, go get Bo Bichette, go get somebody, go get me help. Get me help. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe he didn't really care about Paul Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and Trent Grisham. Maybe he was talking more about like, get me another shortstop, right? Get me another catcher. Get me another third base, or something like that. Or just get me somebody, another big bat. Yeah, so it is what it is. Look, at the end of the day, this is the roster is the roster. This is what we got. This is where we going into battle with this, right? With this roster. So it is what it is. They just gotta make the best of it, and hopefully they play these guys the right way. And these guys could step up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because is it the same roster as last year? Pretty much, right? I don't care what anybody says. We pretty much running it back. Obviously, it's not identical to last year's roster, but the majority of the roster going into spring training this year is probably 90% the same as it was when we lost to the Blue Jays in the ALDS. So we just got to hope that these guys step up, man. Plain and simple. Step up. But I appreciate your comment, man. Dad says he said he wanted them to do more after signing them, and they didn't. I honestly don't think Judge is fully happy with the team. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Des. Like, even if he was happy with them coming back, if he wanted them to do more, that means getting a guy like Bo Bichette or somebody else, because there's not so many other people you can get after that. I think the Yankees, really how was like, look, next year they're going into what's most likely going to be a lockout season. And I think he was like, no, like he ain't going to go crazy. That's it. He is not going to go crazy. Katie says, we shall see. We shall see. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited about this year? What are your expectations of the Yankees this year? Do you think, in the chat, let me know, do you think that this team can win the World Series the way they are? And if you do think, you got to add some content, like at least like percentage wise, because right, obviously anything is possible, right? But to me, the Yankees winning a World Series this year, to me personally, is 50-50. It's 50-50. I feel like a lot has to go right. A lot will have to go right, and then at the same time, a lot can go wrong with this team. So it's 50-50 for me right now, as we currently stand right now, February 20th. Hilleman's Heart says Hal thinks he's going to get bonus points for having an early salary cap. No, the thing with Hal, I think that Hal, low key, I think Hal is the leader of the pack. Hal is the leader. There's a group of owners that want this salary cap. And I feel like Hal is the leader, or he's in that, he's in those he's in the group chat, right? He's in that car. Hal is included in the group chat of owners who want a salary cap. And it's crazy because that's why he can't go out there and spend $400 million, because he'd be a hypocrite to the other owners who I'm sure these guys are plotting behind the scenes right now. They are plotting. They are plotting a hostile takeover come 2027. After this year's come the next offseason, it's gonna be a fight between owners and the Players Association. Don't get it twisted. Even this whole stuff with Tony Clark and the MLBPA, trust me, this is all calculated, right? This is all coming out now. Should they waited longer? I don't know, but this is a lot going on behind the scenes. I'm sure that it's not what we think it is, right? It is not what we think it is. So Real Bill says we can get if we can get 4 or 5 more wins than last year, that gets us back in the playoffs. You have to take the first step of making the playoffs before you can win the World Series. No, I get you. And that's what I'm saying. The team as currently constructed right now, I think this team will make the playoffs, right? I'm almost sure of it. I believe that they will make the playoffs. Probably a wild card or anyway, they'll make the playoffs. But be honest. Do you think this team right now could beat the Blue Jays in a series, a 7-game series after we saw, or even like the Mariners? The Mariners are low-key good. Don't sleep on the Mariners. Don't sleep on them. And these two teams, and I'm talking about the Mariners and the Blue Jays, these two teams are hungry. They got a taste of it. And you could tell their owners, they want it, dude. They freaking want it so bad. They want to get back there so bad. They're going to spend money. They're going to make the trades. They're going to do all the things that the Yankees are not willing to do. I believe that those two organizations will do it. Eli says, this team needed to go with the youth, not free agency. Yeah, but even you, Eli, have to admit, you got to have a good balance between the two, right? You got to have a good balance. But I feel you though, Eli. I was looking, at the A's, right? I was watching something on MLB Network. The A's have a nice young core, right? Are they ready to like really take it to the next level? Probably not. But the A's got they're stacked with young talent, great young talent, and they signing them early, giving them contracts early so they can lock them in at a discount. They got Jacob Wilson, Nick Kurtz, a bunch of guys, man. Even Lawrence Butler. I like Lawrence Butler, man. Don't sleep on him. They got a nice little squad. They, in a couple years, I think the A's are going to be a force to be reckoned with. But I feel you, Eli, man. The problem with me though, Eli, is that I don't think we don't have the youth. Our youth isn't as good as some of these other teams. And that's the problem for me. That is the problem. And then when they are playing good, we don't play them. Eli says, no, they're not winning anything. This team cannot beat the Dodgers in a 7-game series. It's not a World Series champion. All right. Des says, as constructed right now, I don't think so. Just seeing how badly they got beat up by the Blue Jays last year, and the fact that it's a similar team, I really don't see them getting anywhere. Wow. Damn, guys. I'm trying to, y'all killing my vibe, man. Y'all are killing the vibe. I wouldn't say I don't see them getting anywhere, but I see them making it to the playoffs. So here's my thing, right? Here's what I'm thinking should happen, right? I'm thinking this team is good enough to get us to the playoffs. Or at least this team is good enough for us to be division contenders come trade deadline time. And at that time, I think the Yankees need to really assess the team and make the moves necessary to get them over the hump. See, that's the problem. They never make the move to get them over the hump. They get you to the hump, right? They get you to the peak of the mountain where you're there, but they never get that play or make that move that pushes you over. And that's the problem. So I'm hoping that this year is different. I really am, considering that Judge is getting older, right? I'm hoping that Howe and Cashman and them, they really sit down when they, when the trade deadline comes and they're like, we got to do it, we got to. It's now or never. It's now or never. That's what I think. I'm thinking, look, a guy like Scooble could be available in the trade deadline. Yeah, it's gonna cost you a lot. A guy like that might be available, right? There's always going to be some shocker guys that's going to be available. And I'm hoping the Yankees do it. I'm hoping they do it. But I think they got cold feet, man. They scared to play with the big boys when it comes to money and trading and just trading people. Jacob Petruzzi. What's up, man? Got the little fish there. Aiden says, where's the balance for 90% veterans? No, I'm not saying that we do have a balance. I'm saying that there has to be a balance, though. There has to be. I don't know, Aiden. So you consider Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, you consider those guys veterans? Ben Rice, maybe. When you think about it, man, look, I get it. Well, those are probably the only. Jazz Chisholm, I would consider him a young guy. Not a prospect, but a young guy. Youth. So you got to look at it like that. Jacob says, was that work? So ERB, I think you meant Elmer Rodríguez, did well. Yeah, he did well. He did. He did give up 3 hits though in 3 innings, but he pitched well. He's all right. We already know that he's good. That's why they have him ranked where he's at. I really want to see him in the WBC. That's what I'm looking forward to, Jacob. I want to see how he pitches in some, meaningful games in a kind of like a playoff environment versus quality hitters. That's what I want to see. The A's just need pitching. They are going to be good by 2028. Man, the A's are. I was looking into them, and these guys are sneaky good, man. I think a dude like Nick Kurtz, man, could really, really go off this season. Really go off. He is a freaking animal, that guy. So he's been an animal since he was in. I think he played for Wake Forest. He's been an animal since then. And he's a guy like Paul Skeens where he jumped through the rankings. He jumped through the minor league system. That's how good he was. So, and the thing is, we don't have nobody like that. That's what frustrates me as a Yankee fan. Man, we don't really have anybody like that. I don't care who. We've been sold the dream sometimes, and we eat it up. As fans, we gobble it up. This whole Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez and all these guys coming up in the system. Right now is the hype is between ERC and Carlos Lagrange, right? I remember just 2 years ago it was Chase Hampton and somebody else. There's always somebody, man, and then they get here and they're not that good, or they're not what we thought they were. And I get it, man. I'm not saying that's going to be the case with this other new batch of youth coming up through the minors, the Yankee system. But after being disappointed so many times, it's hard to not think that. And even the Yankees themselves are not high on their own guys, you know? So why should we be? They act like they are. But look at Jay. Do you think the Yankees are that high on Jason Dominguez or Spencer Jones? No, they're not. If not, they'd be playing. They're not that high on these guys, man. And that's what we're, but at the same time, they won't trade them. So, or maybe teams don't want them, right? So it's a wait and see thing. A wait and see thing. Ali says the Yankees could win a World Series if they stay healthy and play more contact baseball. No, I feel you, Ali, but here's the thing with contact. I think they do need more contact baseball. And I think not all, like, I think guys like Volpe, Wells, those are the guys, McMahon, those are the guys that need them to just put bat to ball, right? Bat to ball, bat to ball. But believe it or not, man, homers win. Home runs win ball games. The problem is the Yankees are home run or strikeout. It's one or the other. And too many times it's the other, you know? Too many times it's the latter. Especially in the postseason and big games, it feels like you can't buy a big hit. So that's the problem with them. But home runs, man, if you hit 3 home runs a game, your chances of winning are really, really good. So the long ball, don't get it twisted. Chicks still dig the long ball, right? The long ball is still the meat and potatoes. That's the money maker, breadwinner. But guys like Volpe, guys who don't have the power like that and shouldn't be doing it, they need to play some more contact. But I need Stanton to keep swinging for the fences. I need Judge to keep hitting bombs. Those guys, I need them to, to keep driving the ball, right? Get that slugging percentage up. Guys like Volpe and them guys, man, they need to get on base for these guys. Jacob says, Custodio, I think our young pitchers is definitely up there. Yeah, man, I do too. But the thing is, you got to understand, Jacob, like I said before, that we've been let down so many times that I believe it when I see it. I got to see them, I got to see them versus real competition. I got to see them. And then I'll make, I'll make my, I was watching the game right quick. I'll make my assumptions then, Eli said, Jason Dominguez, Spencer Jones, Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, Carlos LeGrand, Cam Schlittler, Elmer Rodriguez. That's a young core. Yeah, man, but I don't think they're high in those first 2 names. If the Yankees were really high in them, they'd be playing. Right now, they'd be playing. I don't think the Yankees are that high on Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. They don't think they're ready, right? Wells got to step up, right? It's getting to the point where Wells and Volpe, right? All right, so we're going to break this down. So Dominguez and Spencer, I don't think the Yankees aren't that high on them yet. Meaning they don't think they big league ready. They don't think they're good enough. Wells and Volpe, they're not living up to their potential, right? These are 2 guys that the Yankees had way more hopes for. Wells and Volpe are guys that the Yankees held on to. They traded other people in their same position, other catchers, other infielders. They traded them away and kept these guys. They refused to trade these guys for other pieces that could have helped the teams out with throughout the past few years. And these guys are not living up to the hype. So they need to step up. They need to step up, right? And then Carlos LeGrand here and Cam Schlittler, obviously the only one here, and it's a young, short career. The only one, and Austin Wells behind the plate, he's good. The only one here who really, really impressed was Cam Schlittler. And Volpe too, but Cam Schlittler, we haven't really seen him fail. So I'm gonna reserve my thoughts on that too. So it's hard, man. It's hard to say, but for all these guys to play, I don't see it happening, man. A lot will have to go wrong. Not that I don't want them to, but I don't think the Yankees do. Because blowing the phone for half a year, Scooby, wouldn't be a good idea, in my opinion. And man, I'm to the point. Let me tell you something, man. If Scooby puts our chances of competing, of winning a World Series high, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm telling you. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna cost. But sometimes you gotta have balls, Jacob. You gotta have some fucking nuts, man. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Who is guaranteed to be a freaking dominant player in the major leagues? Scooby or half the farm the Yankees got? That's the question you got to. Who guarantees you that you know for sure that this guy, I get it's only for half a season, but if he pushes you to the top, if you put him in the algorithm, the Yankees have the algorithm. If they put Scooby in the roster and calculate the percentages of them winning a World Series and it gets to 80, 90%, I think you make the move, man. You make the move. You just got to. In my opinion, anyway. I don't know, man, but I'm a all-in kind of guy, you know? I'm playing for this year, man, because I want Judge to win a ring. Look, guys, I want Judge to, you see behind me? That's Don Mattingly's jersey right there. That man never won. Never won. I think if Don Mattingly won a World Series, he'd be in the Hall of Fame right now. Now, obviously, Judge is going to be in the Hall of Fame, obviously, but man, if Judge doesn't win a ring, he will always have that hanging over his head. Always. The Yankees gotta do it, man. They gotta put him in the best position to win one. And that might be trading half the farm. That might be. It might be that. They gotta get him a ring, man. They just have to. Ollie says back then the San Francisco Giants didn't have a good pitching staff and they still won a World Series. Anything can happen in baseball. No, you're right. Anything can happen, man, but are you willing to just roll the dice? Are you willing to just roll 50-50? If that's your look, I get it as a crapshoot in the playoffs, but if you have a Scooby, if you have the right pieces, the odds are in your favor, you know? The chances of you winning are more likely. Nothing's 100%, not even for the Dodgers. It's not 100% that they're going to win. But trust me, they're the favorites. They have the most chance of winning. It's like a lottery ticket, right? You got to look at a lottery ticket or a raffle. Let's say a raffle. If I had a hat right here and I put a piece of paper with each team's name in it, right? But for every star you have or every good player that you have, you get an extra ticket in there. Obviously, the more you have, the more chances you are of winning. So that's the way I see it, guys. Ronald says, I agree, 50-50. Volpe has to hit 260. Yeah, man. Volpe especially. For Volpe to win the hearts of us fans, or for me personally, I'm going to speak for myself. For him to, and I'm rooting for Volpe. I hope he does it. For him to get back into my good graces, he needs to at least bat 260 and more, and even more than 260. I want to see him have a 330 on base percentage with 25, 30 stolen bases. Give me that, Volpe. And not make so many errors like he did last year. Give me that, Volpe, and you will never hear me mention his name again. Right? You give me that Volpe, and I'm happy. But the Volpe we've been getting the last 3 years, yeah, man, that ain't gonna do it. McMahon 260 and Austin Wells has to hit 260, and Jazz has to hit well. You know, McMahon, I think McMahon he's my sleeper for this season. McMahon is my sleeper, and I even got to hear him in receipts. I'm keeping receipts this year. So for every comment that if you make a bold prediction, I'm gonna lock it in, and gonna come visit it later on in the season. So I did this. This was December 20th. I was like, I think Ryan McMonster will have a good season in 2026. So that's my sleeper right now. That's the only prediction, the real strong prediction that I made. Don't let me down. There we go. Don't let me down. And I am thirsty. Where we at? here's the thing. Their payroll is close to 330. That should be enough money to put together a winning team. I just don't think the team is yeah. And I agree with you. It's not. It's a lot of dead money in there. Some bad contracts. But sometimes you just got to eat it and just take it as a loss and move on. Here's the thing, Des. The Yankees are making money hand over fist. Don't let Hal fool you. Don't get me wrong. They spend a lot of money too, but they have money. You know, it's not like if they went out there and signed Bo Bichette or Kyle Tucker as well as Cody Bellinger. It's not like they were going to file for bankruptcy the next day. No. All right. That wasn't going to happen. They were still going to be profitable. So I'm not buying it. I give them this, right? I'll give Hal this. He's very disciplined, you know. He has his line in the sand and he sticks by it. You know, he's not crazy like some other owners. He's not gonna go and just go crazy. So I will give him that. That's a good trait to have, I guess, in business. I'm not a businessman though. I'm just a fan. So I say spend more. Spend. You can sell David Bernal, Camilo Doval, Fernando Cruz, Tim Hill, Brent Hedricks. Oh my God, you named the whole roster. Yeah, man, but at that point, look, you see what I mean? Man, they're not going to do it. Let me tell you something, Li. Those names you named there, especially the first four right there, those are names. Those are names that Cashman's not going to give up on, right? Because that would literally negate everything he did last season. David Bernal, Camilo Doval, Fernando Cruz. That would negate everything he did last season. He's a stubborn dude. He's not gonna do that. If he was to just dump the whole roster like that, that's literally him saying, I suck. You know, everybody I got is terrible. It's not happening. And it said, give me a fire sale. Man, if you know what, Eli, if Judge wasn't like at the age he is now and everything, like my thing is like you gotta get this guy a championship, man. You just have to. And as well as Gerrit Cole. If they weren't where they're at now, I say the same thing. I say, you know what, let's tear it all down and rebuild it. But can't, man. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for it. Man, I'm behind in the comments. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. Katie says Stan is not going anywhere. Enrique says I would hold on to Schlittler. Yeah, I will hold on to him too. I'm telling you, like Cam Schlittler was not on my radar. And even what he did last year, I was still a little, like, let me see. But when come playoff time, when he did that versus the Red Sox, and even he pitched well versus the Blue Jays too, it showed me like, man, this dude's a dog. We need more guys like him. But we'll see, because this is the first full season in the big leagues he's going to have. The scouting report is out. I think he's going to be good, but obviously he's going to have to learn the grind, how to get through an entire big league season. The good thing is that he got a lot of vets around him to help him out, because it's not easy, man. And let me tell you something, guys. Big league hitters, sometimes I don't think people realize how good these guys are in the major leagues, pitchers and hitters, right? But especially for a young guy, like you making, they say the biggest jump, the jump from AAA to the big leagues, and he didn't have much AAA time. He didn't. That jump is huge. These big leagues, these major league hitters they're unforgiving, dude. They don't miss mistakes, and they learn. They adapt. That's why they big leaguers. They adapt to pitchers very quickly. And once they figure you out, it travels through across the whole league. Every team figures it out. And then you got to make an adjustment. So let's see. I think he's going to be good, though. But he's going to have to, there's going to be some bumps along the road, I think. Schoolboy isn't worth it. I'm not saying the Yankees should do it, but I'm saying that if come trade deadline time, if he's available and the Yankees are right there, right? Like, man, we making a serious push. a guy like Scooby could really, really change the game, dude. You know, it could change the game, and I get it's only for half a season, but you throw him in this rotation, and it might, it might be the best rotation of all time. Seriously, that's how good it'll be. But let's see. We will see. We go down there in the chat. Where's Eli? Eli's been pushing for them to trade Stanton for like 5 years now. What? He's a Stan carried his team for 2 months last year. I think Stan still has some value, man, but he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. My thing, though, Eli, that always like you're always like getting on Stan. Stan is just one person on the 40-man. He's one person on a 26-man roster. One person out of 9 people in the lineup. You know, that's just one person. Even if you replace him with somebody, you think that's the difference? Heliman says Jason Dominguez or Ben Rice should be the DH. Nah, man, I need Ben Rice to play first base. Ben Rice is the everyday first baseman until he messes that up, right? Let him play every day and versus lefties. I want to see him bad versus. He's earned it. He's earned the right to play, not the platoon player. He's earned the right to have a starting role. Let him figure it out. Damn, it's just I may be gone for a while. My good man, be safe, brother. I hope everything's good. Beat up. Hey, Luis, man, just chill, brother. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, my guy. For sure, it ain't worth it. A says the receipts you would keep for Eli's takes would be crazy. Yeah, that's why I haven't even been saving Eli because Eli's. I would have too many receipts for Eli. It'll be too long. That should be a Santa's list. Let me see. This is your. This is all I got on it. Eli says right now, in my opinion, this team is an 80 to 84 win team, and that was yesterday. That's the only thing I got on Eli right now. I would love to see Stan contribute in the game tomorrow. Is he playing tomorrow? Let me see something. I don't even know if is the lineup out tomorrow. I have no idea. It's spring training though. It's like, you know, the Yankees could lose every single spring training game, and I really wouldn't care. It wouldn't even bother me. You know, it's the regular season that counts. Jacob says he has the regular receipts as well. Stanton shouldn't be taking at bats until mid-March. You know what? And I healing men's hearts. I agree with you, man. I think Stanton is one of those guys that you got to load manage. You got to do some load management with him. You need to sit him down like LeBron, right? Just take freaking months off. You know, the Phantom IL, whatever. Tell him to go to freaking, you know, just go take a trip to Europe or something and come back in a couple weeks. He needs that, man. He's at that point in his age, his body too. Even last year, remember he was hurt. I think they brung him back too soon. And then when he started playing, because he was playing good, but then when he started playing right field, because Judge was hurt, that's when he kind of started it's like he burnt out. He ran out of gas, man. Paul Goldschmidt's another dude that ran out of gas late. I feel like Max Fried ran out of gas. Rodon, he was actually hurt, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he was running out of gas too there late. Aiden says, Eli says the Judge window is closed. Damn, dude. Eli, bro, you cold-blooded, man. You were cold-blooded. Yeah, Des, thank you. She says the Judge window closes when Judge falls off. They got a couple more. Yeah, Judge ain't fall off yet. If anything, Judge he's at his prime. Oh, man, you guys are crazy. They might not score any spring training runs with 3 hits. Hey man, you know what, bro? We only had 3 big leaguers playing today for us. All right, in the lineup, and they only got 2 at bats. I like Jazz. Jazz Chisholm had a good day. He went 1 for 1 with a walk. Right, Caballero, he had 2 good at bats, even though he didn't get no hits, but he lined one to the shortstop. A couple feet more in the air, and that makes it to the outfield. Austin Wells, he was 0 for 3 strikeouts. Well, like 1 strikeout. So, yeah, man, we got to stop being dude. Spring training means absolute. Spring training games. Look, let me tell you something. Spring training games, when you look at the box score, it means absolutely zero. It means nothing, guys. Nothing. Especially the first couple, like the first one today, it means nothing. It really does. It means absolutely nothing. We have guys playing that I don't even think they're starters in their whatever their minor league affiliate teams are. They don't even play there. Most of the guys that play today, they won't even they'll be in the minor league spring training come next week. So you gotta just take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. When spring training comes, I'm just looking at certain people. I'm not looking at the team as a collective winning. I'm looking at, okay, what was this person's performance? How did this pitcher look? That's what I'm looking for. And when you look at it like that, today was very successful because Elmer Rodríguez looked good. Cabby looked good out there. Chisholm looked good. So, take it for what it is. That's how you got to look at it. That's Jake Bird looked good. Jake Bird, man, look, that dude's making the roster. Believe it or not, I'm calling it. You know what? I'm gonna lock it in right now. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Jake Bird will make the roster out spring training. I put that in there just so I can keep myself accountable here. Yep. All right. Ronald Acuna Jr. says, no, I'm just playing. A lot of these guys wouldn't even be on the team 60 years ago. Mickey Mantle in 1951 was sent down with a 261 average and also been to baseball 75 years. I've been into baseball 75 years and I listened to Joe D on the radio. I feel you, Ronald. Obviously, I'm not as old as you are, but you gotta admit, baseball to me, in some ways, baseball's harder in today's age. In some ways, right? And then in some ways, it's not. And I mean that like I think these pitchers nowadays throwing consistently 97 to 100, man, that's tough, man. When back there, if you threw 90, in those days you're talking about, if you threw 90, that was considered elite. Now that's not even gonna cut it. If you throw 90, you need to pack your bags because you're going home. Unless you're a left-handed pitcher. So I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Let me check something out here. What in the world is happening? All right. No, because I put my chat here and it didn't take. Let me throw it in here. Trying to lock this into. You know what? I don't even have to do that. I could add it from over here. All right. The pitching is a lot better than 20 years ago. That's what I'm saying, Enrique. Man, you gotta admit that. And I'm not gonna say I'm old school. Obviously, I'm not as old school as Ronald is, but I'm an old school, early 90s baseball guy. And so even then though, even the pitching now is even a lot better than it was in the 90s. And you gotta, so it's tough on hitters. Don't get me wrong, man. The big leagues and the way these guys are complete athletes. They do this. Back in the days that Ronald was talking about, these dudes, they worked at supermarkets in the off season and stuff like that. Like, come on. These guys now are this is what they do, man. They're like freaking freaks of nature. These guys, man. I'm not saying that a guy like, obviously, like a guy like Mickey Mantle, I'm sure they'll figure, if you took the hitters from those days and put them against the pitchers these days, in the beginning, the pitchers these days would dominate. But after a while, guys like Mickey, because a good hitter's a good hitter, they'll figure it out and they'll catch up to stuff, you know? They'll figure that out. But yeah, I agree though, man, with Enrique, man. The pitching is a lot better than it was back in the day. A lot better. Trying to add some, where is this? Here we go. All right. So I locked in myself. Jake Bird will make the roster out of spring training. What? Damn, I put so far both of my both of my predictions, right? Both of my claims on my receipts are ex Colorado Rocky players. It's crazy. Even Bonds will figure it. Yeah, no, Bonds can hit these guys. Bonds is a different kind of beast. That's what I'm saying. I think certain hitters, I don't care what era you put them in, they're gonna hit, right? Like Barry Bonds, Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn right now, he you know, people like to compare Luis Arias to Tony Gwynn, and I laugh at that. Tony Gwynn was way better than Luis Arias. Tony Gwynn was a freak. This dude was just, he was impossible to strike out almost. Like, he was that good, dude. And even if you put him one season, Tony Gwynn had 12 strikeouts or something like that. Even if you put him against this pitcher and nowadays, you could probably add 3 or 4 more to that. 16 strikeouts in a season. These dudes are striking out 250 times a year now. And this dude was striking out 12 times a year. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So a good season for Ryan McMahon, and I'm sure you're putting that because a good season from Ryan McMahon. I think if so, this is what happened. What the hell is this? Hold on, turn that off. Turn it on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right here. So a good season for Ryan McMahon, for me, right, that would satisfy me is if he could bat 250 and better. 250 and better, give me 25 home runs. And I'm a happy camper. If he could do that, I'm a happy camper. Yeah, 214 ain't gonna cut it. But he got pretty much the same stats as Austin Wells. But look, Ryan McMahon batting 250 with 25 home runs and give me a 330, 340 on base percentage. I'm okay with that, guys. I really am. I'm okay with that. And Ryan McMahon, look, a lot of us give him a lot of crap, man. But in the playoffs, he was one of the only dudes that showed up. So I think he's going to be decent. Will he make the All-Star team? Probably not, but I think he's going to be all right. He's going to be good. He's not the problem on this team. I'll say that, you know. Pitching is better. That's why starters can barely get through 5 innings. I think pitching and hitting is better, man. The game has just gotten, these guys are good, man. This is what they do. Even at a young age, man. I watch youth baseball. These guys, I watch a lot of like local high school games in my area. I used to watch a lot of college baseball. I got to get back into it because the college season is starting. Especially in college, man. If you look at the SEC is like, I wouldn't say it's like AA ball, But some of them guys are pretty good, man. They're really good. These guys are throwing gas too. You watch SEC baseball, these guys are throwing 95 and better, like it's nothing. But yeah, it's just different, man. People got, I don't know. Hayden, I appreciate you, man. Eli, thank you so much. A fire sale is the best. A fire sale is best for the Yankees rebuild. Man, Eli, like I said, I don't disagree with you, but the reason why I don't think, because if you do a rebuild, right, a rebuild takes time, and time is what we don't have right now. If you want to see Gerrit Cole and Aaron Judge win ever in their career, so that's why I say like no, but that's why I said you take those two guys out the equation, and now I'd probably be on board with you, Eli, to be honest. And while we're at it, let's rebuild the front office too. Let's rebuild the whole organization from top to bottom. That's what I say. But man, Eli, thank you, man. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate you. Starting pitching durability is nowhere near what it was back in the days. 5 innings. Bro, back in the day, starters used to pitch. They used to pitch freaking 30 innings, not even more than 30, freaking 60 innings a week. You pitch 3 games and go freaking at least 8 innings. Yeah. University of Miami is looking good. I'm haven't been, I'm gonna add them. I'm gonna add college baseball to the ticker. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably work on that tonight. I haven't been following it. Usually by this time, especially in the beginning, I get into it, especially when the college baseball World Series starts, that's when I really start getting excited about it. But yeah, University of Miami is always good. Florida is a hotbed. Florida, Georgia, even down here where I'm at, like New Mexico, Arizona, California, these are hotbeds for baseball. Obviously, because the weather is baseball weather year round, pretty much. Eli says Luis Arias sucks. Yeah. Yeah, he's nowhere near. But Eli, I've seen people compare him to Tony Gwynn, and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Tony Gwynn was, I don't know. I don't know if he's the best hitter I've ever seen, but he was just, this dude was probably one of the best hitters ever. Obviously the power wasn't there and stuff like that. But this is a guy who can hit the ball wherever he whenever he wanted. He didn't really swing and miss, He just slapped balls to the outfield all day. The problem is Boone. Boone is the damn problem. I knew it. How about sticking to a player on one position? The Yankees won't win a World Series with him. It's funny you brought that up because I was talking about that earlier, CTD. And if you go back earlier, we were talking about the 2024 World Series. Jonathan asked me, why do I think we lost the World Series in 2024? And I told him 2 words, Aaron Boone. I think he messed up. I think if you asked him, if you low-key behind the cameras and just be like, yeah, he'd tell you, yeah, he wish he could do that over. He fucked up. But yeah, so I agree with you. Like the same thing with this whole idea, right, that these guys are pushing out there for some reason. I don't know why. That, they're going to try Ryan McMahon at shortstop and see what they got there. It's like, come on, guys. Really? Why? Why? He's perfectly fine at third base. Let's stop trying to fix what's not broken. Right? And why you got to reinvent the wheel, so to speak? Like, just leave him there at third. That's it. Enough said. Judge window is closed. Eli, man, I think you're drinking. You drinking, man? Because you've been saying that over and over and over. I don't think it's closed. I agree with Des, what she said earlier. Judge's window is closed. Judge's window is closed when Judge ain't when Judge ain't judging anymore. Right now, Judge is to me, the best hitter in all of baseball. He's the best hitter in all of baseball. So that window ain't closed, but it's closing. I'm going to Blacksburg next week to see Lexi. Yeah, you told me. See some good college ball. Kentucky's pretty good. Tennessee. It's going to be interesting because the Giants, they signed their head coach. So it's the first time a guy went straight from college baseball to the big leagues. And I think a lot of that, and it's funny because I was mentioning this. I don't know if you guys, for those of you that's been watching me, I've been saying this. Don't be surprised, man. These college coaches, these college managers are good, And I was comparing, I was saying that because of Pat Murphy, right? The manager for the Brewers. But Pat Murphy didn't make the jump from college straight to the big league. So can't really compare him to it. But these guys are good, man. These college teams are pretty good. If you guys start watching college baseball, especially the SEC, you realize, man, that it's good baseball. It's pretty exciting, man. To me, anyway. A lot of the names you won't know, but these guys are balling out there. They're balling. The team doesn't show up when it matters. Big reason. Yeah. Enrique says Boone isn't the problem. Boone is a puppet. I look, right? Two things could be true at once. Boone could be part of the problem, and he can also be a puppet. Because I would say being the puppet is being part of the problem too. I think he's a little of both, but I think Boone, his ideas don't work too. I think, and I always say this, Enrique, man, ain't nobody putting a gun to Boone's head, right, and telling him, hey, make this pitching change now. I don't think so. And even Susan Waldman had came out not too long ago and said that Boone is in lockstep with the front office, that he's, they doing a lot of this analytics stuff, that that's what he likes. He agrees with all that. I don't know. To me, after being a manager, I think when people say that Boone is a puppet, I feel like you're giving him you're giving him an alibi. Like you're excusing him for 8 years or whatever it is now of just not winning. And when I say not winning, I mean not winning a ring. Like, nah, man, I'm not giving no excuse. I don't care if he's the puppet, if it's him or if somebody else. You're on the chopping block. To me, he's on the chopping block. I was watching a play right there. I'm watching the Diamondbacks versus the Rockies right now. This game must have been earlier, though. We'll turn this off right here in a second. All right. I disagree because you have young players up now. So it will be 2027, you contend again. Man, but 2027 might not even happen, Li. Nobody is saying Arise is Tony Gwynn, but Arise leading off in this Yankees lineup would benefit. Somebody pull up Luis Arias. Pull him. I need to see his on-base percentage and stuff. But the thing with Luis Arias is, where do you put him, though? See, that's the thing. Because I've heard this argument before where people are like, oh, bring a Luis Arias. And I'm like, all right, but and do what? Where does he play? You put him at first base? The only way for that to work, you got to put him at first base, Ben Rice at DH, and Stan's out the lineup. That's the only way it works. So sometimes, even though some players might be good, but do they fit on the team? And he don't. He don't, in my opinion. Nestor Cortez instead of Tim Hill move was backbreaking. Yeah, I think that they couldn't recover after that, to me. I think once that happened, once Freddie Freeman hit that grand slam, it sucked the life out of the Yankees. They weren't the same. They won it with that home run there. It was over. Looking back at it now, One Yankee player I'm excited to watch this year is a full season of Jose Caballero. He's a pretty good player. Yeah. The thing is though, how what's going to be his role, you know? So my thing though, Ali, is I'm excited for Caballero because he has an opportunity here. I called it the Derek Jeter opportunity, right? Because when Derek Jeter got his shot, it was because Tony Fernandez was hurt. If Tony Fernandez didn't get hurt, Derek Jeter, I'm not saying he wouldn't be Derek Jeter, but who knows, right? He doesn't get his shot. He doesn't become the starting shortstop in 1996. Caballero has a shot, right? It's kind of similar. Volpe's hurt, so he has a window while he's hurt to ball out. He needs to ball out because the Yankees, they have in their mind, Volpe's coming back and he's the shortstop. In order for that to change, Jose Caballero got to really, really rake. He got to rake. He's got to play better than he's ever played in his life. You know, if not, then Volpe's going to slide right back into the shortstop role, and Caballero is going to be off the bench, and you might see him one at bat every other night. You know, like realistically, that's pretty much what it is. All right. What time is it? Man, I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I really do. Stuff and things. We need a solid table setter hitter. Arise is that type of guy. To say he sucks is absurd. He makes contact. Our lineup, all or none. It is. No. I never said he sucked. I just said people compare him to Tony Gwynn is outrageous. Like, to me, the two are not even comparable. To me, anyway. I never say he sucked. I did say, where do you play him? You know, where do you put him? Where do you put him? Tatis would be a perfect player for shortstop for the Yankees. Yeah. All right, let me ask you guys this, right? As you're bringing up Tatis. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, the Yankees are, you know, neck and neck with the Blue Jays or whoever for the division, right? For first place. And we're approaching the deadline. We're approaching the deadline in 2026. And the Yankees, we're there, right? But we still need something. Do you go ahead and trade for Fernando Tatis if he's available? Let's say Tatis is available. Do you trade for him? But mind you, you got to give up half the farm. So whatever prospect you love in your mind that you're like, this is the next whoever, he's got to get traded for Fernando Tatis. Do you make that move? Do you make that move? I'm asking you specifically, Enrique, but if y'all could answer me. And to answer the Arise at first and Rice at catcher, look, I love Ben Rice. He is not a big league catcher. Not an everyday big league catcher. He's just not, man. He's not. They tried it already. The Yankees know. That's why they don't do it. They don't believe in it. And do you think that he can give you the same offensive production as a catcher? You know, that's a gamble there. The only way Luis Arias works, and Eli's going to love this, right, is if Stan's hurt or Stan's not there. You know, that's how that works. And then he's another lefty, too. It's another problem, guys. Another lefty. The Yankees we got lefties out the wazoo. Lefties out the wazoo. Eli says the only way Tatis gets traded if he's going to Seattle. Yeah, and remember, Tatis got a no-trade clause, too. So he only gets traded if he wants to get traded. But if he was, right, and let's say Tatis said, yeah, I want to go to the Yankees. Would you trade him for half the farm? Like I said, would you trade all whatever prospect, just fill in the blank, whichever one you love so much, would you trade him for Fernando Tatis? That's what I'm asking y'all. Enrique says he'll give up Ben Rice, and 4 top prospects for Arias. 4 top. It's going to cost, especially for a guy like Tatis is so valuable, not only because he's such a good player, but because that's a long-term thing. You trade for him, you got him locked up on a team-friendly contract for the next 10 years? For the next 10 years. You're gonna give up. You're gonna have to give up Rice. ERC is probably gone, right? You're gonna have to give up real top prospects, man. Not no guys that we never heard of. You're gonna have to give up the real creme de la creme to get a guy like Tatis. So Enrique says yes, he's giving everybody up for Tatis. You know what, man? I'm with you. I really am, dude, because he's special. That's all. And I love Ben Rice. But Tatis is the real deal, certified. Like, we know that he's a stud. It's not no fluke. I'm not saying that Ben Rice is a fluke, but Tatis is more of a sure thing. Yes, 10 more years of guaranteed superstar. Yeah, you got it. I would do it too, man. I would do it too. Definitely do it. I would say, look, I think a trade for Tatis will cost you more than a trade for Tarek Skubal. Would you agree with that? Would you agree that it will cost the Yankees more to trade for Fernando Tatis than Skubal? I would think so, right? I would think so. They're both going to cost a lot. But I would think Tatis, being his contract the way it is, I think he costs more. He's more valuable right now on the market. Ali agrees too. Ali says, as a Yankee fan, yes, trade for Fernando Tatis and give up everybody. So who's your first base if you trade Rice? It's going to have to be Paul Goldschmidt. He's going to have to platoon it with somebody else. The thing is Fernando Tatis, Eli. That's the whole point, man. It's Fernando Tatis. I would do it. I would do it too, man. And I love Ben Rice, but I would do it. I trade for him, and then you put Paul Goldschmidt, and you call up somebody. I don't know. Maybe they give Nick Torres, right? Nick Torres could play. He's an outfielder. I think he plays first base too. Give him a shot, or something. Eli, man. I don't know, man. I think that you're the only one. You're the only one who. You say the Yankee fans are stupid as fuck, but everybody thinks you're stupid as fuck. Sometimes you gotta. If more than one person is saying something, you gotta start looking around and be like, I really think about it. And I agree with a lot of things you say, Eli, but I don't agree when you start talking like that, bro. I don't. Ain't no need to be cursing and stuff and disrespecting people. Ain't no need for all that here. Definitely. But yeah, guys, man. But anyway, folks, we've been on for like 2 hours already. I appreciate you guys. I really do, man. This is the same. You want to come on, Eli? I dropped the link, man. It's pinned in the chat. You come on, man. Just don't be cursing and stuff, man. Eli, I think sometimes, man, you just it don't matter what. If we all start, I really think, Eli, if we all started agreeing with you, right, you would change your thought and start disagreeing with me. I feel like if I came out and said Trey Stanton, he sucks, we need a Trey Stanton, you'll change your opinion and be like, you'll be like, oh, you're stupid. You know what I mean? So, but it's all good, man. I love you still, Eli. Rubil says he agrees. Yeah, man. But anyway, folks, man, I'm about to cut this thing short. I wanted to stay on longer too, but it looks like it's starting to die down. Unless somebody wants to join. If not, I'm going to be out of here. I appreciate you guys, though. I really do. I'm going to try to do this. We're going to do the open mics. I'm going to try to do it every Friday. or at least once a week, I'm gonna do an open mic like this. I appreciate it, Real Bill. Thank you. Thank you, man. And Li, thank you for the $2 too, man. I appreciate the super chat. Everybody, man, I appreciate you all. And make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Do all that good stuff. Real Bill says, what time are you going to be on tomorrow? I'm trying to come on in the morning, but I might not make it. I might have to wake up super early because I got to take my son to his practice. So definitely tomorrow after the game at some point. Definitely. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, everybody have a great Friday, man. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Ronald, I'll answer this one last comment. I understand the pitching is a lot better in a way, but they threw a lot of junk back then when you hit a home run, you had to pull all that power into. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. In certain ways, baseball's harder now, and in a lot of ways it's not. Like back in the day, yeah, they didn't throw as hard, but guess what? They will hit you. Like they weren't afraid to freaking put one right under your chin just to get you back, just to make you move back off the plate, and stuff like that. But I agree. But anyway, guys, take care, man. Have a great one. Enjoy your weekend. Let's go Yankees. Don't be too down. It's only spring training, guys. Whatever. Whatever. Spring training. We're good. We're good, guys. We are good. Anyway, folks, I love you guys, man. I love you all. Have a great day. Peace.